everybody. This is Kenzie Brown, your emotional energy coach, and this is my series, Illuminating 2020. How are y'all doing? Has it been kind of a tumultuous month? Well, October is the 10th month of the year, and it is also a number 5 universal month of the year. And number 5 is all about change, freedom, surprises, boy, we've had those, risks, opportunities, connection with others, and unpredictable shifts. Well, I think that covers everything for this month, all the little loopholes. October is giving us the freedom to take off like an eagle, to soar, to place our intuition into full force. Now, that's a lot of words. Do you relate to them? If not, let's go on a little bit further, and hopefully through this series in October, you will get a little different perspective. Hopefully, it's more an observer of what's really going on and how things are affecting you. We're letting go of all of our old habits. Our confidence is beginning to grow more. We're coming out from under the covers, so to speak. Any attachment is being shifted and completely removed. This is a whole new territory that we're all stepping into, and it feels like a shock because so much of it is different. We're not following our normal path, and that can be very upsetting. This is the time to be open to surprises and rapid personal growth. Along with that, can you smile? Can you find some joy and happiness along the way? Because that's what's really within you. The number 5 loves fluid new vistas, open spaces, and infinite expansion. To me, that sounds like the shows I've been watching recently, which is all on renovation. Anybody that buys an older home, it's all compartmentalized. Every room is walled off from the next. Is that not the kind of life we're leading? When they come in and renovate, it is an open vista from the kitchen all the way to the front. When you come in the front door, you get a visual of your entire landscape. That's what's happening to each and every one of us. That's what's happening to the world. The walls are coming down so that you can see without blinders, more clarity, more directness. Nothing goes under the covers. And if you do it in white, then you can add all kinds of colors and textures and patterns to enlighten your life. So just think of what we're experiencing as a renovation. October of 2020 is going to give us the change of trajectory on a personal and collective experience. It's going to be like nothing you have ever experienced. We're not going to go back to anything like what we had before. I hope you've accepted that now, that this is about moving forward and recreating your wheel of light. Or life, excuse me, not light. This month has awakened all of us to action, and there's more balancing, and there's an awareness. We're taking all of that information that's been coming down the pike for all of us over the last 7 months, and hopefully we're being able to innovate and create and transform things to the new way. I'm not sure about most of you, but through this transition, I would say the last 7-8 months, I've been extremely dizzy to the point where when I drive, I see 2 cars and there's only one. That's not good. My inner ear is fine. My vision is fine. This is about being downloaded with new information that's coming in. And it's coming so fast that my body can't assimilate the new vibration. I'm sharing that with you because so many of you are experiencing this heightened awareness, and it's helping us evolve and to shift and awaken. Our bodies have never experienced this kind of shift and change before. So it's on an emotional, a physical, and a mental level all along the way. And sometimes it tends to take its toll. Like in me, I have a lot of dizziness. I have to move very slowly. This wave is part of our transformation, and it can feel very uncomfortable. Mother Earth is also going through this shift and change. That shift and change, look at our weather. I mean, for those of you who are watching me that maybe aren't in Nevada, we had 91 degrees 2 weeks ago, 80 last week. Now, today, we have dropped down to where we need to be. But the fires, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, all the destruction, that's a very phonetic energy that we're exuding off the planet that is, I believe, causes a lot of this turmoil. So Mother Earth is healing and purifying herself. She's readjusting and trying very hard to work from a higher state of existence. Now, October has brought for all of us a number of surprises, and each one of us has had different ones. As I stated in the last couple of months, there is a need and a desire to blend the male and the female energies together. If we continue with this male energy, there's going to be a lot of anger, frustration, there'll be violence. If you bring in that feminine energy, we tend to round things out. Wait a minute, let's talk about this. Let's see if there's a different perspective. We, as the feminine side, tend to calm that phonetic energy. Behaviors that aren't aligning need to be released and transformed. And that's what's going to happen when we bring these two fractions together, instead of everybody staying separate, isolated in your own little space. Our new ways of being and living are emerging at a very accelerated rate. You're going to hear me say this over and over again. Each one of us is evolving at their own pace, at their own speed, but it's happening around the world. Now, change is a challenge for many. Why? Because the mind feels it has to give up something it had. That's not necessarily true. If you're able to step back, be the observer, see the bigger picture, spend more time focusing on kindness and compassion towards yourself and others, then is when the deep healing begins to take place. So many are in survival mode now and have been up to this point. And there's less about tranquility, peacefulness. And when you bring that in and you find space for yourself to neutralize things, a lot of that tension is going to leave your body. When you are constantly sucked up into what they say on television, what they say on social media, what Facebook is saying, and you start talking to other people, all that positivity seems to disappear. As we're all observing the emotions rising very high, we're also reevaluating everything. There is no stone that will be left unturned. The blinders, as I've said before, are going to start coming off. and we will see things as they truly are. That's why we can't go back. We are at a point where we can't do that. We need to move forward. So, as much as we need to move into November, there is so much more that is going to be revealed that I hate to say it may take your breath away. I predict the first half of November is going to be very volatile. The first 10 to 15 days, there may be a lot of unrest. So just be prepared is all I'm saying. Reevaluate your passion. What lights you up? Now, at the beginning of 2020 in January, did you have some goals and desires that you wanted to move towards throughout this year? Well, here we are in the 10th month. Have you done any of that? What is your passion? Or did you get stirred up with all the drama and the trauma that's going on? Take some time to reevaluate, because I'm sure what you thought in January is very different now. We need to be very action oriented. Now, let me give you a couple of suggestions. If you find that your life is surrounded by people who are very negative, want to put you in a box, you need to find space where you can rebalance yourself, realign yourself, so that you can be prepared to shift forward and put action to what you desire. Now, secondly, respond, but do not react. We are all being challenged and triggered all the time. But if you stop, your words are so powerful. They can be so hurtful. If you think with kindness and compassion first before you speak, then be direct. I'm not telling you to give your power away or to walk on eggshells. I'm telling you to just center yourself a little bit more and think about the words you want to use so some things don't come back at you. And thirdly, create a community. A community that is supportive, but also looks at a bigger picture. If you want beauty and love and light and happiness in your life, it has to come from you. You have to project that out there. In October, you're going to hear a squeak in the background. I'm sorry, but I have a dog who has just picked up her squeaky and it may go, so I apologize for that. On October 13th, Mercury went into retrograde again. And I think this has been a very tumultuous time this year, or this particular one. It's causing us to really go inward and to see where the opportunity for growth and desire is coming from. Then 3 days later, on the 16th, we had a new moon, and it's in Libra. Well, that is associated with love and harmony and artistic endeavors. Take some action towards your project, your passion, what it is you desire. Put some of this chaos to the outside parameters and put the focus on yourself. What is it you desire? What is going to fill your life and the void that's out there right now? We only have 2 more months left in this year. Hard to believe. So much has transpired. Be more open and more free-flowing and positive. I feel we're all looking towards 2021 as being more filled with activities of joy and creativity, but most importantly, truth. I don't think we're going to accept lies and undercover things anymore. I think we want authenticity. We want someone to have integrity and to speak their truth. So that means in the next 2 months, We have to work very hard on letting go of what is our baggage. What do we need to change in our beliefs and directions? I know I'm working very hard with myself on a couple of issues in that directions. We must change and discover new directions, become more centered and more grounded, and listen closely as we fine tune our intuition. Remember, I mentioned that in the very beginning. All of this is going to bring about a transformation. That's what we're all aiming for. And it's going to happen, a lot of it, before the end of this year, so that you are liberated and free from some of this past. I believe 2021 is going to unveil a brand new internal playbook. How do you approach your life? It's going to be new. It's going to be different. I believe the universe is going to give us new tools with which to work with. Now, if you haven't cleaned your closet out and gotten rid of all that hidden garbage, it's going to be very challenging. There's going to be no room for that new playbook, and there's going to be no room for that tool, that new tool or toolbox maybe, on how to approach our life in the directions that we need to go. That's why it's so important to not be the victim in your life any longer. Let go of that trauma and the drama from our past. Make peace with the past and forgive not only yourself but the others. I found an affirmation that I think might be very helpful for people. And it is, I will speak my truth while still holding compassion and understanding for others. Does that not speak clearly about what we're dealing with all the way around? I will open my eyes to be receptive to the information that others are sharing with me. But at the same time, I am secure and strong and empowered within myself. Wow, that's pretty dramatic. I think that spells it out. If we could all do that, we would be happy campers, and so would everybody else around us be happy. One other aspect that I would like to share with you, and that is grief. When the virus came on back in February and March, people were dying in mass, and they are still dying and leaving us in great numbers. Because of all that, there's a tremendous amount of grieving throughout the country, whether you knew the person or was aware of someone, or you just heard it on the social media. The other aspect that we're grieving is the lifestyle we all used to have. That's gone by the wayside. That creates a tremendous amount of sadness. Just last week, one of my clients came in and told me one of his young employees, 17 years old, committed suicide. We aren't hearing about this. Think how many people have lost their homes, that have been put out on the street, who don't have jobs, have very little food. We aren't hearing that. It's all this hype about the election. It's a very tumultuous time. There's a lot of grief. And to stay centered, the loss of that old lifestyle, we are tearing down the old in order to build up the new, which is our new wheel of life. Now, some of us are feeling and are aware of the massive shifts that are coming. Many are not. How do you connect to another person? Stripping away about how one should connect and should not. As you cross paths with people, even though you're wearing a mask, I find that men acknowledge me by nodding their head. They don't always verbalize something with the mask on. I can smile back at them because the light within my eyes, I send them love. It's the essence of who I am that I'm sending through my eyes. We can all do that. And that love, that not physical love, but love of humanity, is going to create such peace and tranquility, a warmth that will come to each and every one of us. The light of your spirit reaches out to those you smile at. And when you're walking through the grocery store or you're at the club working out, you can do this. Give a high five. This is how we will heal each other and our planet. Pay attention as things unfold differently. New meanings start coming. You will start to see life from a very different perspective. Yes, we have a lot of muddy waters to get through. However, enjoy this journey. This is going to be marked down in history books. You'll be able to tell your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Treat each other with respect. And remember, we are all young in spirit, vital, and always growing. We each have a unique mission here on earth to make a difference. That's why you're here now. This is a blessing and a reason to celebrate. Some of you are experiencing fear and being triggered with extreme uncertainty. Let it go. Allow yourself to move forward through all these challenges. The choice is up to you. We all have free will. Whatever you put out there will come back to you. Love, kindness, and compassion come first, followed by your courage and your empowerment, and seeing the better and the highest good for all. Now, before I close, I read a wonderful book that's recommended by Brené Brown. And I know many of you have read many of her books and are aware of her. I think she's awesome. And this book is all about burnout, stress, and stressors. I believe that's something we need to address right now. So I'm in the process of putting together maybe 3 audios that I will be recording for you, and it'll come through just as I do my visual YouTube. So watch for that. It will come in the next week or so. I've almost got the first one prepared and put together. But I think it's important for all of us to at least look at this, look at the stress we're all under, understand it, and figure out ways to move through that. It's very well written by 2 twin sisters who both have doctorates in different areas, but they really say it like it is. And I just want to share it with you and hope that it will be of benefit for you. As somebody who is a communicator, a teacher, and somebody who loves to inspire, I hope this book will be of great benefit to all of you who listen. Thank you all who listen to me on a monthly basis. Please share this with your friends. If you think they're in trouble and they're having difficulty, let them know you see them, that you honor them, that you love them. Don't let them slip through the cracks. And that includes the teenagers as well. They're having a really difficult time with this separation. Until next month, I love you, I honor you, and I bless you. And I probably won't talk to you before Thanksgiving. It'll be afterwards. So have much to be thankful for. Be blessed that you have family and friends. And remember, I hold you very dear to my heart. Until next month, I say namaste and bye-bye for now. Toodles.